How you doing, folks? Something a little bit different today. You're probably wondering, what am I doing standing in a cemetery? Well, over there there's a pub called the Gravediggers, and I'm gonna go over there for a pint of Guinness. It's known to have one of the best pints of Guinness in Dublin, and I want to check it out. I want to know. I've heard great things about this place. So yeah, a little bit different today. Pete in Dublin, in his hometown, having a couple of pints of Guinness in different Dublin pubs. I'm giving you an L review, and if you're ever in Dublin, you can just follow my route and you're sure to have great Guinness. So let's go. Right, first pint of Guinness I've ever had in the Gravediggers. Like I said to you, I've heard great things about this place. Is the myth real? We're gonna have a look at the head first. Look at that. Ooh, well, looks like a good head. Let's have it. Let's give it the old taste test. So good. There's no twang off that compared to other Guinness. Like I said to you, I've been waiting for a long time to have a Guinness like this. When I was in Bangkok, I was watching vlogs about people coming here and sampling the Guinness and saying that was very, very nice. So here we are. What can I say? Rich, dense, nice and creamy. I've waited a long time to have a really good Guinness. This is the type of Guinness you can just keep drinking. Goes down so easy. Love it. The pub here, John Cabin, is the Gravediggers. You're probably wondering, why is it called the Gravediggers? Cemetery behind me. The Gravediggers used to come here for a couple of pints after they've finished a hard day's work. So the pub's really old, family owned. I think going back 7 generations. So I think I saw over there in the window, it was established in 1833 or something like that. So very, very old pub. One of the old Dublin pubs. And if you check out the inside, you'll see it's very authentic. It's hasn't been changed much at all, so it's a really old Irish traditional pub. Not many left these days. So good. You just keep necking that. I could keep going with that. It's so nice. Pretty slow down here. I don't want to have too many on camera, you know yourself. Have a look how creamy that head is. I'm a happy boy today. Okay, so we're going to our second pub now. The pub that we were in is just a little bit outside the city centre. We're heading into the city centre to our next Dublin pub. They claim they do a great Guinness. He's on the case. He's going to find out if they do. And basically, I'll tell you as well why Guinness tastes nicer in Dublin. Let's do it. Well, I hope you can hear me. I'm in a really busy, noisy Dublin pub. The name of this pub is Mulligan's. It's a real favourite of mine. It's on Poolbeg Street. Really old, classic Dublin pub here. And I have my old pint of Guinness, my old pint of plain. Oh, that's beautiful. Rich, creamy. Not as creamy as the Gravediggers, but nice body to it, nice flavour to it. Zero twang again, no aftertaste, and that's what you want with a Guinness. Let me have another sip here. It's not sticking to the glass as it was in the first pub. Definitely a different taste, but still really good, really good. I'm enjoying this pint, I have to say. Quality pub. I was here on St. Patrick's Day as well. I had a couple of pints there, really enjoyed it. I said I'd come back again. I love this pub. Anyway, what makes Guinness taste nicer in Dublin? Well, there's a couple of different reasons. Number one is, I always say this, Guinness should be poured and not stored. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a pub and the Guinness is flowing and everyone's drinking Guinness, then you know the Guinness is going to be good because the pipes are moving. They're not storing it too long. Guinness is supposed to be drank fresh, you know, and that's why when you're moving it to the UK and America, it's not as fresh as when it's brewed from the source, as they say. So that's one reason. Another reason is the Guinness reps here in Dublin and Ireland as well. They visit all the pubs and they make sure the pubs are up to scratch. So they're checking, are the barrels stored correctly, and they're also checking to see if the bar staff know how to pour pints correctly as well. So there's, I suppose, what are they called? Quality controllers, basically, and that's why it's a competitive market. If you have if you're selling a bad pint of Guinness in Dublin, you're probably going to go out of business, you know. Lovely, and the problem is they go down so easy. So you could drink, you know, a couple, and then they catch up with you. I had a funny story for you. So a couple of weeks ago, I was at a pub and I was sitting at the counter, and this American woman, she walked up to the counter and she goes to the barman. She says, "Your doors have no locks." And the barman was cleaning a glass, and he just looked at her and said, "Lady, no one's going to steal a shite from our toilets." And that's, I suppose, Dublin humour in a nutshell. The fact that he replied so quick with that comment, and he just left her stunned, and she just walked away and everybody laughed. That's Irish humour, Dublin humour. Can't beat it. Pub number 3, we're in Bowes here on Fleet Street, and I'm here to sample the pint of plain, the black stuff. So here we go, pint number 3. The pint looks pretty good. Have a look at that. Yeah, look at that. Let's sample it. Okay. First off, nice creamy head, like kind of a strong, a thicker head than the previous 2 pubs we had. So I actually like that. Actually, it's I say the temperature, it's not as cold as what I had before. But what can I say? Like I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It's a nice, rich, dense, and creamy pint of Guinness. That's exactly what you need. And I'm probably putting another adjective. Let's use divine in there as well. This is a proper another old school Dublin pub, not a touristy pub at all. Even though we're in the heart of Dublin city. We went into another pub there earlier, and I decided I wasn't going to film in there because it was too touristy. Instead, in this vlog, we're going to go down to the places where the old Dubliners go, the Dublin characters. I'd love to interview them. If there are any old Dubliners out there watching this and you want to tell your stories over a pint of Guinness, let's do it. So I'll tell you how you know if a pub is a really old school traditional Irish pub. Is if you see something called a snug in the pub. Now a snug is a small room, like a cordoned off room, where traditionally women used to drink there. So say if you're going back 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, old Catholic Ireland tradition, the men and the women didn't drink together in the pub. The women were separated, so they had a place for the women to drink, and it was called a snug. A lot of pubs done away with their snug, but the old kind of traditional pubs in Dublin, they still have their snug. So if you're ever in a pub and you see a snug, that's a sign that you were in a very old traditional pub. And Bowes And also the Gravediggers, they had snugs, so they're very, very old traditional pub. My grandmother would have drank in a snug when she was a young woman, so that's just the difference. Old Catholic Ireland kind of tradition. Men and women were separated in the pub. What better way to end the day than having a couple of curry chips and some fried chicken at Supermax, which is the Irish version of McDonald's, and was actually sued by McDonald's a couple of years ago and won their case. So Supermax won the case, but I have to say they are very, very expensive. A couple of bits of chicken tenders and from French fries, $14.45. That is mad money. That is crazy money. They're making huge profit on that. If we were in Thailand now, that would be literally 100 baht on the street. Instead, it's like 700 baht over here, or 600 baht. That's just mad money for some chicken tenders and French fries. €14.45. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm still gonna eat them, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below. Thanks very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.